The word aerobics, what comes to mind? You gotta love the 70s and the 80s. You may think of exercise classes during that time period with leotards, tights, and fitness instructor Richard Simmons, of course, or maybe just group dance classes. But aerobic exercise is rhythmic and repetitive movements that increase your heart rate, essentially cardio like running or walking. Doing this consistently can help make your brain younger. Why? Well, that's tonight's good question.
It's a very good question. The answer is we don't know, and neither do scientists. Adults who took part in a study exercised 2.5 hours weekly for a year. Scans after the fact showed their brains appeared 7 months younger. When trying to figure out why, scientists just came up short. They said each participant's fitness improved, but blood pressure and weight didn't budge. Brain growth factors didn't show clear changes either. After ticking through all the categories, one of the scientists said exercise may be acting through additional mechanisms we haven't captured yet, such as subtle changes in brain structure, inflammation, vascular health, or other molecular factors.
So the changes may be happening on a level scientists haven't discovered just yet. But the data shows doing aerobic exercise for 2.5 hours a week was enough to improve brain structure within a year. For some people, exercise helps relieve some of their stress. Even if we don't know the reason, scientists say it's clear taking this type of action earlier in life is beneficial. Most brain aging studies focus on people in their 70s and 80s when decline is already underway.
Yeah, during this study, though, participants were actually in their 40s.
And scientists say exercising starting in your 30s, 40s, and even 50s can help lower risk for dementia down the road.